What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Before we start, I just want to thank everybody for your comments, your likes, to taking your time to have a look at this formations, custom tactics that I put out there. I've said it before. I'm not a pro. I'm not the best player there is on the planet by far, but I do love making these tactics and these videos, especially for those that struggle in the game and they say it works for them and they're getting the extra wins, and that is amazing for me. I love to hear everybody's comments about the tactics work for them, and like I say, getting the extra wins, it's brilliant. So that's why I do this anyway. So this formation that I've got here is the 4-4-2. It's very different to anything I've ever done before, and I've used this over the course of about a week. Obviously after the patch as well. So I have been using this for about a week. The thing that's going to make this so different is the way it's set up in the instructions. Now this is very much Fast and Furious. This is going to be, your go-to formation if you want to get that quick win, if you want to pressure your opponent. If you're struggling against high press or struggling against possession players, this is Fast and Furious. Be prepared to concede goals with this formation. However, be prepared to score a lot more goals than your opponent, and that's the beauty of the way this is set up. So yeah, let's jump straight into how it's set up. Now we're going to go balance 51 width. We're going to go 71 depth. So the 71 depth has changed since it was patched a few months ago. The reason I'm using 71 depth is because I want that offside trap. I want that auto offside trap, but you also get that added bit of aggression. Believe it or not, you'll see it in the gameplay what I'm talking about, but having it on 71 depth gives you that added bit of aggression. If you find your players to be too aggressive, drop it down a notch, drop it down a couple. But personally, I like the aggression. I like the way my players, like, they dart after my opponent. Yes, sometimes I'm out of position, but the whole point is you want to score more than your opponent. That's it. So the build is on balance, and I'm using possession. Purely because it keeps everybody, it stops them from going crazy. And again, you'll see why when you see the instructions that I have it on possession. So we're going to go 45 width, we're going to go 7 in the box, 3 from corners, 1 from free kicks. This doesn't work on old gen. Haven't got this to work on old gen, guys. So if you want to kind of use this for old gen, then I would suggest you change from possession to direct passing. That is the only thing really and truly that stops this being basically having no defense. So yeah, let's drop some gameplay and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. We've done this in Rivals, we've done this in Weekend League, and I'm in love with the way this works. So yeah, let's jump into some gameplay and then I'll show you the instructions. So you can see by this particular clip, this is a warm-up game before the Weekend League, how they're not man marking, but every time he plays a ball into one of his players, one of my players is never ever that far away. They're quite aggressive, ready to intercept, and it's got nothing to do with like step up or anything like that. It's purely down to that 71 depth, which is pretty cool. Then we hit him on the counter attack. Again, this is another example. You can see that we had to hold him up because we didn't have the defence. So all we're doing there is just holding him up with the jockey button. Stopping him from basically getting a free run at our defence, and then everybody comes running back, and again straight on the counter attack. This 4-4-2 is crazy insane, and I think it's the combination of the 71 depth and the possession, plus having those two midfielders on free roam as well, which you'll see in the instructions, makes a massive difference. They're not stuck to the one position. And again, you'll see that when you see the instructions, like the way it sets itself up. I'm in love with this 4-4-2 setup, and I'm definitely going to keep using this one for the foreseeable future. But yeah, I just love like here, for example, the passing is so nice. That's where the possession side of things come into it. You can really get your passing going. You can get yourselves out of trouble. You can kind of. There is a clip that you'll see soon that, this is lucky here, but, we're in FUT Champs. It happens, you got to take the good with the bad. Again, you can see that's my right back getting forward there. No, it's not, it's my right wing getting forward. Although the right back and left back you'll see in the instructions how they're set up. They're not overly attacking, which is pretty good, but they're also not limited. They're also not stuck to their position, which is what I really like. So here is an example on, being a little bit overconfident, but getting it out from the press. But again, this formation allows you to play it like that, and then look at. I mean, we're straight on the counter attack, and we get the goal. It's crazy, overconfidence, cocky, whatever. But it works, and that's what makes the possession-based gameplay, I think, sometimes so fun to use, because not everybody's running with it, and that's why I like it so much. And here, the goalkeeper, I don't know what he was doing with his goalkeeper, but yeah. So you can see from this clip as well that we are quite compact when we're defending. We do get a nice tackle from Maldini, and then we are straight away on the counter attack. And the forward players, you don't even need to prompt them to run forward. It's just a natural reaction with that 7-1 depth, I think. Nice step over and a goal. We do go on to lose to that guy, so don't think that I don't lose games, because I do. And I do go on to lose to that guy. I think I went on and lost 3 or 4-1. I couldn't stop his Haaland. It was crazy. But yeah, you can see how this kind of formation is working now. You're not too attacking, you're not too defensive. There's a very good balance between the two. But it's just the aggression that I like, and it doesn't translate across very well in these clips that I'm showing you, but you can kind of see that as soon as your opponent is in a certain position on the pitch, my two midfielders will just go at them like a rocket, and you will see it if you study this gameplay, and that's what I like, and situations like this, you just find everybody's trying to get forward. I don't need them in the end because we get the goal, but it's the fluidity and the natural positioning, things like that. Like here, for example, we've got Mallard on the right, which should be left wing. So like I say, the front six, if you like, the four in midfield and the two up front, they interchange positions, and providing you know the players that you've got, and this is one of the reasons why I stick to a Premier League kind of build, if you like, because I know the Premier League very, very well. So I know the individual players that I'm using. I know their strong foot. I know their weak foot. I know if they have the finesse. I know if they have their trivela. I know their stats. Naturally, I know their stats. So this is why I tend to stick to Premier League teams. Because people say to me all the time, well, why don't you build a Bundesliga? Why don't you build a Italian? But for me, I have to know my players, and that's why I use the teams that I use, because I know my players. So therefore, if they do chop and change positions like they do in this, I can see what player it is. I know what foot they want, and then the rest is, a goal or whatever. So let's jump into the instructions. Our left back and right back is on balance and overlap. You've got your left mid and right mid on comeback on defence, cut inside, getting behind, getting the box crosses. Again, that is so these two don't bang into each other. But this is the interesting part, guys. So we're going to have balance, get in the box, cover centre, free roam on your attacking centre mid. On your more defensive centre mid, you're going to have stay back, get in the box crosses, cover centre, free roam. So basically what that is doing, that's allowing these two to do what they want. They can go after the ball, they can defend, they can attack, they can do. There's no restrictions on where these two will end up on the pitch. So you always have a passing option. That's why we have it on possession, because one of these two will always run towards the ball to get the ball, without even calling them to do it. That's the great thing. Obviously, sometimes you do find them out of position, but 9 times out of 10, they are where you want them to be. And these two, obviously, you got like Bruno Fernandes, for example, great passer of the ball. You want him on the ball. And again, that is I just love the free roam setup on this. And if you've watched the gameplay, you'll understand why. And the two strikers are on balance width, again, because I want them to move, get in behind and stay forward. Now, what this essentially does is it allows the front six, if you like, to move around and to change positions, and to basically cause a bit of havoc in your opponent's part of the pitch. Again, if you've seen the gameplay, I do concede a lot, but I score a lot. And that is the whole purpose of this. If you do get a little bit cocksure, a little bit cocky, and lose the ball in certain areas, yes, you're going to get destroyed on the counter attack. However, as I've said in one of my previous videos, I think it was my 4-3-3-4 video I said at the beginning of the week, there's only really 2 skill moves you need. So therefore, you shouldn't really be losing the ball in dangerous areas. But again, I'm absolutely in love with the way this plays. I am going to use this setup again in the weekend league. I used it. I used it for 10 games in the previous weekend league. I think I lost 2. My son has been using this as well, and he went. What did he go? He went. He stopped at 15 wins. Yeah, he stopped at 15 wins. So we know this is a really good formation. Like I say, it's fast and furious. You got to kind of think quickly when you do the passing and stuff. But again, I hope the gameplay has showed you enough to show that this is a lot of fun. And we're coming towards the end. Let's face it, we're coming towards the end of the FC24 cycle now. We've got team of the year around the corner. Therefore, let's have a bit of fun. Let's not take it seriously. Let's just have a little bit of fun. So yeah, if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already. I really do appreciate everybody that has subscribed. Yeah, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm uploading. I tend to upload on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm going to change it around a little bit because the formations now are, they're not the be all and end all anymore. So I might change it around and do some formations that we don't normally use, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, everybody enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next week.